Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Be wary of friends. They will betray you more quickly, for they are easily roused to envy. They also become spoiled and tyrannical. But hire a former enemy, and he will be more loyal than a friend, because he has more to prove. In fact, you have more to fear from friends than from enemies. If you have no enemies, find a way to make them. Friends will say what you want to hear. Enemies will tell you the truth. The problem with friends is that they know too much about you. They have seen you at your weakest moments. They remember your failures and mistakes, and eventually, they will use this knowledge against you. Enemies, on the other hand, respect your power because they have felt it. They understand your capabilities because they have been on the receiving end. This makes them more valuable allies than friends who take you for granted. Michael Corleone understood this principle perfectly. He kept his enemies close, but his friends closer to destruction. The most dangerous betrayals always come from within your inner circle, never from those who openly oppose you. Friends expect special treatment, favors, and privileges when you cannot deliver. They turn resentful. Enemies expect nothing and are grateful for any consideration. This gratitude becomes loyalty that friends rarely possess. History is littered with leaders destroyed by their closest friends. Julius Caesar was killed by Brutus, whom he considered a son, not by his political enemies, but by those he trusted most. The Senate could have opposed him openly, but it was his friends who held the daggers. Friendship in politics is a luxury you cannot afford. Every friend is a potential enemy waiting for the right moment. Every enemy is a potential ally who could serve you better than any friend. Abraham Lincoln appointed his greatest rival, Edwin Stanton, as Secretary of War. Stanton had publicly humiliated Lincoln, calling him a failure. Yet he became Lincoln's most effective and loyal cabinet member because he had something to prove. Friends become complacent in their position. They assume their place is secure regardless of their performance. Enemies work harder to maintain their position because they know they are being watched and judged more carefully. The energy that enemies put into opposing you can be redirected into serving you, but the energy that friends put into friendship rarely translates into excellence. When you promote a friend, people question your judgment. When you promote a former enemy, people respect your wisdom. The friend got the position because of your relationship. The enemy earned it despite your relationship. One inspires envy, the other inspires respect. Choose which reaction you prefer to face. Friends will always remind you of your past. They will reference old jokes, old mistakes, old versions of yourself. This keeps you trapped in patterns that no longer serve you. Enemies see only your current power. They respond to who you are now, not who you used to be. This allows you to reinvent yourself more completely. The friendship paradox is that the closer someone gets, the more they take you for granted. Familiarity breeds contempt, not respect. Distance maintains mystique and authority. Keep your friends at a distance and your enemies closer. This reverses the natural order, but produces better results. Your friends know your weaknesses because you have shared them. Your enemies know your strengths because they have experienced them. Which knowledge do you want circulating in your inner circle? Weakness or strength? Trust is a currency that becomes devalued through overuse. The more you trust someone, the less carefully they guard that trust. The less you trust someone, the harder they work to earn it. This creates a perverse incentive structure: reward distrust and punish trust. It sounds backwards, but it works. Friends will gossip about you because they feel entitled to your secrets. Enemies will keep your secrets because they understand the value of information. One treats your private life as entertainment, the other treats it as leverage. Which approach better serves your interests? The most successful leaders throughout history understood this principle. They kept their circles fluid, never allowing friendship to cloud their judgment. They promoted based on merit and loyalty, not affection and history. This created organizations that functioned rather than families that feuded. When you reward friendship over performance, you signal that relationships matter more than results. This attracts people who prioritize networking over work. When you reward performance over friendship, you signal that results matter most. This attracts people who prioritize excellence over politics. Build your team accordingly. Friends will compete with you for attention and recognition. They remember when you were equals and resent your elevation. Enemies never expect equality, so they are content with subordination. This makes them easier to manage and less likely to sabotage your success. The friendship trap is believing that loyalty comes from affection, but loyalty actually comes from mutual benefit and respect. Affection is temporary and conditional. Mutual benefit is lasting and practical. Base your alliances on what works, not what feels good. Your childhood friends may love you, but they cannot help you conquer kingdoms. Your former enemies may hate you, but they can teach you how power really works. Choose your teachers wisely. The friend who warns you about your other friends is telling the truth. The friend who never warns you about anyone is planning something himself. Friends who gossip to you will gossip about you. Friends who are loyal to you despite temptation are rare and valuable. Learn to distinguish between the two types quickly. Enemies who approach you with respect understand the game. Enemies who approach you with hatred are still amateurs. Work with the professionals. Ignore the amateurs. The ultimate power move is converting your greatest enemy into your most loyal servant. This demonstrates your strength to everyone watching. It also removes a threat and gains an asset simultaneously. But never try to convert a friend into an enemy for strategic purposes. This always backfires because friends know how to hurt you most effectively. Keep the conversion process flowing in one direction only, from enemy to ally, never from ally to enemy. The court of any powerful person is filled with former enemies who proved their worth, and empty of former friends who proved their unworthiness. This is not cynicism. This is pattern recognition. Study history and you will see the same story repeated endlessly. Friends expect forgiveness for their betrayals. Enemies expect punishment for their opposition. Meet both expectations and you train people properly. Forgive friends, and they learn that betrayal has no consequences. Punish enemies, and they learn that opposition has costs. Then offer redemption to enemies who accept defeat gracefully. This creates a system where people understand the rules clearly. Your inner circle should consist of people who have earned their position through merit, not people who inherited it through history or relationship. Merit-based circles are stronger, more capable, and more loyal. Relationship-based circles are weaker, more dramatic, and more treacherous. Choose your foundation carefully because everything else builds upon it. Friends will ask you to compromise your principles for their benefit. Enemies will respect your principles even when they work against them. This respect creates a foundation for future cooperation. Compromise creates a precedent for future demands. The path of least resistance is rarely the path to power. Never put too much trust in friends. They have the most access and the least accountability. Learn how to use enemies. They have the most motivation and the most to prove. This is the second law of power. Master it, and you will build alliances that serve your ambitions. Ignore it, and you will be destroyed by those closest to you. The choice is simple, but the execution requires courage. Most people lack the courage to treat friends strategically. This is why most people never achieve real power. They prioritize comfort over effectiveness. They choose familiarity over opportunity. They select loyalty based on affection rather than performance. These choices feel good in the moment, but create weakness over time. Power requires different choices, harder choices, but more effective ones. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. This law governs all relationships in the game of power. Master it, and you master one of the most counterintuitive truths of human nature.